Luka Doncic helps Team Slovenia by doing a little bit of everything to advance to the quarterfinals with a dominating effort over Team Japan. This is the Gray Area right here on Kevin Gray Sports. My name is Kevin Gray. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Kevin Gray Sports. Be sure to hit that subscribe button right there for all things Kevin Gray Sports here on YouTube. And you can catch me on your home of the Dallas Cowboys and Texas Rangers. 105.3 The Fan. Luka Doncic was a stat stuffer in helping Team Slovenia get a 116-81 win to advance to the quarterfinals. Luka Doncic remains undefeated as a member of Team Slovenia, now 11-0 in major tournaments, 15-0 if you want to count Olympic qualifiers. He goes for 25 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals, and was a plus 24 in nearly 26 minutes of play for Team Slovenia. Luka Doncic exited the fourth quarter with about 4 minutes left in the game after Team Slovenia had built a 27-point lead behind his dominating effort as he continued to help Slovenia play extremely well against Japan. Ruri Hachimura of Team Japan was really the only one that could get things going offensively for Team Japan. It wasn't nearly enough to stop a dominant effort from Team Slovenia, whose willingness to share the basketball, play fundamentally sound, and communicate on both ends of the floor has really caught my eye so far in the first couple of games of this tournament for Slovenia. Luka Doncic, of course, coming off of his dominant 48-point effort against Argentina, backs it up by doing a little bit of everything and doing something that you and I have been accustomed to seeing from Luka Doncic in a Dallas Maverick uniform, and that's flirt with a triple-double while also picking up technical fouls. He picked up his second technical foul in as many games for Team Slovenia. But nonetheless, the mercurial superstar at 22 years of age continues to put an entire country on his back. Of course, Slovenia of 2.1 million people reaching basketball heights that it has never seen before because of Luka Doncic and his exploits on the floor. As I mentioned, he had 25 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, but it was what he was doing on the defensive end particularly that got my attention in this game. Luka Doncic has shown in the past for the Mavericks that he is a willing defender who is willing to get in the passing lanes, create steals, and to be the kind of guy that you could see down the road being a competent defender with more consistency. You're seeing that effort so far in these Olympic Games through 2 games, especially in the game against Team Japan. Having a couple of blocks off weak side help, being able to get into deflections in passing lanes, creating steals and opportunities, being a pest on the defensive end, harassing offensive players. This is the kind of complete game that we think Luka Doncic is capable of as he continues to grow as a basketball player. We know that he's an offensive savant with his vision and his passing ability, his ability to be a 3-level scorer, to put defenders in jail, which you saw multiple times in this game against Team Japan. You saw a beautiful no-look pass that he hit for one of his teammates out in the corner for a 3-pointer. But it's his willingness on the defensive end that will take him to the next level, and you could tell that he is the unquestioned leader on both ends of the floor, and that Team Slovenia has taken their mantra from Doncic. One of the things that's impressed me so far about Team Slovenia is their ability to communicate, to share the basketball, and make the correct basketball play each time down the floor, offensively and defensively, and you can see how that is translating into dominant efforts on both ends. This is a team that's easily going to score 100 points each time it gets out on the floor because of the offensive efficiency that Luka Doncic is able to create with his ability to score, but also be a visionary and a passer to get his teammates involved and get them easy and open looks. And give credit to Team Slovenia for knocking down 3-pointers so far in this tournament to really give them the confidence that, hey, anytime number 77 is on the floor with us, we have a good shot to win basketball games. And you could tell that confidence is oozing from Team Slovenia, a team that's willing to communicate, share the basketball, make the correct play, but also let Luka Doncic do his thing and basically get out of the way and let him create and be the kind of basketball player that he is. And now when you start seeing him doing that on the defensive end, now we're talking about something completely different when it comes to Luka Doncic. And that should encourage you as a Mavericks fan that going into this upcoming season, Luka Doncic appears to be taking the defensive end of the floor much more seriously. And you saw some of that throughout this past regular season. At times, his willingness to be a competent defender, jump in passing lanes, to create havoc on the defensive end, to get things started for his team out in transition. You saw some of that continue to grow and flourish against Team Japan. So not only are we marveling at Luka Doncic's offensive game, but what he is already is a two-time first-team All-NBA selection with his offensive game and a perennial MVP candidate for years to come. The next step that he continues to take as a basketball player will be how good does he improve on the defensive end. You saw quite a bit of that against Team Japan. That's a lot of fun to watch as you watch Luka Doncic continue to dominate so far in this tournament. 48 points in game number 1 against Argentina, another 25 points in game number 2 against Team Japan, averaging 36.5 points per game so far in this tournament. Not bad for a 22-year-old superstar making his debut in the Olympics and continuing to dominate for Team Slovenia. Slovenia gets back on the floor this weekend as they take on Spain as they look to solidify their spot in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, Luka Doncic continues to scintillate on the basketball floor for Team Slovenia. This is the Gray Area right here on Kevin Gray Sports. Be sure to hit that subscribe button right there for all things Kevin Gray Sports here on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Kevin Gray Sports. It's been another episode of the Gray Area. We'll talk to you later. Peace.